has a life of its own, it seems like, and it comes when you least expect it, stays as long as it needs to, and then it goes away. And you're like, it's gone. But then it'll come back again. And it's not necessarily as painful. And sometimes it is. And sometimes it doesn't last as long. And it unites you with everybody else who does it. And I think that's the thing. It's not an awful thing to help someone else through anymore. You know, because you've gone through it in such a positive way. Somebody told me one time that when my mom died, he said, talk. Share it. Talk to anybody until they're tired of listening to you, and then talk to the next person. And that's what I would say. And I think the kids have to do the same kind of thing, but I don't think they do it the same way. I think they do it just by being together, maybe, and playing, by artwork, they express themselves in a different way. But if you get it out with other people and allow your kids to get it out however they need to, I think that's the thing.
When my daughter first passed away, it was the darkest of times for me and my family. We had no idea how we were going to get through it. We had no idea if we were ever going to get through it. And we heard about Gerard House from a teacher at Dominic's school. She told us that there was a place in Santa Fe that might be able to help the boys. I remember sitting in this room and listening to laughter in the room next door, and it brought me such joy to hear the boys laughing and to know that they were interacting and dealing with their grief in ways that I just couldn't help them. I just could not help them as much as I wanted to. I could not help them. For me, Gerard's house has been just a godsend in one of the darkest times that I've ever been through.
Grief is the most natural thing in the world. It's the journey we take when someone dies or whenever something precious is taken away from us. When you're a child or a teenager and your mother dies or your father or someone very close to you, you can feel really alone. And when you come to Gerard's house, so many people have said what a relief it is to be here at a place with people who are on the same age.
This helped me out a lot because I thought, geez, I'm the only one who's going through this. And then after a while I started coming here, no, I'm not. And everybody goes through this pretty much. It's just some deal with it in different ways than others. And it's still nice to come back sometimes,
It's helped me in many ways, not just with the death of my grandpa. It's more of everything.
With that first day of Camp Rainbow, he was so relieved, and even his first group, he was like, there's no pressure. I felt so good. I was able to talk and express myself, and he really felt really good about it.
Without Gerard's house, it would be incredibly hard to grasp what was going on. It would just be totally lost. Like I said, Gerard's house is a place to go to know where you're at in your life.
I like coming to groups because it helps me feel better about how I could talk about her, and it makes me feel a lot better that I don't have to keep it cooped up inside.
And we work really hard as staff and facilitators to try to create that safe space where they can have their voice, where they don't need anything from us, they don't need to take care of us. And if we can create that space where they can just be where they are, express what's going on, because the rest of life after someone dies tends to ask a lot of children.
This is a really friendly place, and if you don't want to talk about something, you don't have to. You can just say, I pass, and no kids can be mean to you here because there's no put downs. It's like they're just your family here. It's like you're talking to your family.
Our message to kids who are grieving is this: There is nothing wrong with you. You are just grieving, and anybody in your shoes would be grieving. And that's why it's so important that kids and teenagers who are grieving have a place to go where it's okay to be yourself. There's no pressure and there are no expectations. We laugh a lot, and that's okay. We may cry, and that's okay. It's okay to talk about the person who died. It's okay not to talk about the person who died. We are all in the same boat, so we understand.